Welcome back to the Roadside Rescue YouTube channel. I'm Ernest, and this morning we've got an emergency call out. A friend of mine runs a nonprofit for single mothers, helping them out fix their vehicles, and I told him if there was ever anybody down here close by that needed some help to give me a shout. So this morning he called me, and there's a lady up here who needs her car looked at. She's at one of the high schools up here in the town just up above us, and her car won't start. So I'm gonna go ahead and swing by the auto parts store, get maybe like an alternator, battery, and a starter. Hopefully she doesn't need any of those, that we can just, you know, maybe has a loose connection or something, get it figured out. So we're gonna take some tools up here in the Rescue Ranger. We'll get it figured out for her and get her car back on the road this morning, and hopefully it's pretty simple. So we'll get up there, and here we go. Get that battery tester, some battery stuff. We'll get multimeter, code reader, try not to break anything, and we'll get some battery cleaning stuff. I'm assuming that she's probably gonna have corroded terminals regardless. Everybody does, so make sure she has a nice connection there on her battery. Bring some dielectric grease here, some battery acid cleaner. We'll get some brushes. Let's just put this in one of our baskets, and we'll get going. All right, here we are. We've got everything. Special thanks in this video, special partners. So special thanks to Autool. We'll be looking at this when we get up there a little bit better at this power probe and using it to test this vehicle up here. All right, here we are. We've got this Grand Marquis, and apparently it's probably the starter from what the information I've been able to get, where it sounds like the starter is spinning but it's not engaging. So I've got a starter for it. I've got a battery. I didn't get an alternator because I don't think that's going to be the issue, especially if they said they could hear it trying to turn over. But I do have my jump box, so we could at least get it started if we need to, and we'll get started here. We're gonna pop the hood, take a listen to it, and see if we can diagnose this starter or not. We've got some, like I said, that power probe and everything, so here we go. It's actually snowing if you can't tell, so it's pretty cold this morning. Okay, got that big old V8, and we'll see if it's that starter or not. Okay, well, I could hear the fuel pump hum, but I couldn't hear any starter noise. Slight clicking, but it sounded just like solenoids from when I was cycling that key to the on position. So we could have like, it could get a little bit tricky here, like a neutral park safety switch. It could be the starter, could be a bad battery. So I'm gonna start with that battery. We'll test it, look at it. You see some corrosion on it over there, which I'm always expecting, so we might clean those up, but let's test that battery first. Okay, this is an Autool tool as well. We'll get to that power probe in a bit, but they're representing today because I'm gonna be using their battery tester as well. Yeah, lots of corrosion here, so I'm gonna clean this up regardless. And it did turn on 12.8 volts, 12.18 volts right now, so let's do battery test. Okay, testing that. Let's see. Good, needs to be recharged, but a lot of times it'll say that if it's just a little low, especially if they've been trying to start it. But it is good. So let me put my jump box on there just in case, and see if we can get it to do anything. But again, lights came on and everything, and I heard that fuel pump hum. So I doubt it's a battery, but we'll check. Okay, that's not it, and I thought it might not be, but figured we'd rule that out. And this way, I'm gonna clean up these terminals either way, like I said. This way I clamp it to the terminal, so I know even if there's a bad connection between the terminals and the post, that we're getting power to those terminals by clamping this directly to it, so. But this power probe is gonna come in handy because I'm gonna test that starter down there by switching it on with this power probe. First look at it here, let's see. This is actually a really nice power probe. I have one from AutoZone. I paid like 70 bucks for it. I think this one's a little bit cheaper on Amazon, but it looks like it's in pretty, it looks pretty nice. It looks better than that one I got from AutoZone myself. Wow, it's some really long lines on this probe as well, so that's nice. Oh yeah, this is nice. We got volts here, 2 different settings for voltage, ohms, some settings. So yeah, this is pretty nice. Let's get this set up and test that starter. Just test here. Okay, that's ground. Okay, just double checking so I don't send power to something that doesn't need power. Up is power, down is ground, so let's find that starter here. All right, I see it over here. What I think I'm gonna do is put this vehicle in neutral and push it back a bit because there's a puddle right in front of the vehicle. So I'll see if I can push this back out of its parking spot halfway, so I'm in a dry spot because there's wet behind the vehicle, wet in front, so. All right, now I've got one of these situations again. This has happened to me over the past couple of weeks a few times. I pushed the vehicle back. I heard what sounded like the fuel pump really just kind of sound like that. And I popped it back in park and I said, hey, let me just try and start it. Boom, and it started right up. So I think it might be like the neutral park safety switch, especially since I was able to roll it back a bit and then it just started, that starter engaged easy. So I'm gonna probably give it a few tests, make sure that it'll keep going. I'm gonna pull it back up here, try and get it in the same spot, make sure, you know, that it's, you know, not something I'm not expecting, but I'll give it probably about 10 different tests, make sure I can get this started. But again, I think that's a neutral park safety switch, since it obviously is running now. I haven't done anything. I haven't even got down there to test that starter yet, so we'll see. Well, I can't get it to replicate itself, but some of these have problems with the linkages in the transmissions. I think that may be the issue, because when I'm in reverse, I thought I was in park and it was in reverse. So it's I think what happens is, I may be able to show you, but if I can't, there's like a box like this on a lot of these Fords, and the linkage for the transmission sits inside there and clamps down at a specific angle or a specific section of it, so you know you can line up that little indicator on the dash. What happens is, if that connector breaks, that little box is moving around inside the rectangle, and you know, you can have a lot of place. So when you think you're in park, you never quite get it in there. So that's probably what the issue was. I'm gonna unplug my power probe, but I'm gonna check that linkage down there in the transmission, see if that's what it is. But it's definitely loose, so I'm gonna see if it's that style connector. And I may, if I brought some zip ties with me, which I should have, I may zip tie that on there real tight in its correct location. They make kits for them. The kits don't really seem to hold either way, especially when those transmissions get old and real stiff. But I've had good luck zip tying those together real tight, at least just to keep them from having so much play in them. But this is a really nice power probe. Again, I didn't get to test it. I plugged it in, checked it out. Obviously, I would have used it to put some power down to that solenoid on the starter and see if we could get it to spin. That would have been a good test as to whether or not it was, oh, I could have tested for power as well. Put it on there, turn the key on and seeing if that was getting power. That'd be hard to do by myself. But again, when you're by yourself, these are good because you can supply power, see if that works. And but this is a real nice tool. I like it better than that one, like I said, I got from AutoZone. So this will be my go-to from now on. And now I'll have 2 extra power probes. So we'll do a giveaway. We're going to do a giveaway later, so it's not going to be associated with this video. I'll post it to my channel. You'll see it if you follow the channel, so make sure you subscribe. This one, we'll just test it out. We'll use it in another video as well. Again, this is going to be the go-to, so you'll probably see it pop up every now and then. And yeah, just stay tuned for that giveaway. It's going to be for everybody, but just check out the channel here in a future video or post, and we'll talk about how to win this. But that's the first look at it there, so check it out in the description down below as well if you want to get one. This is one I can definitely recommend. It's, like I said, it's cheaper than that one I got from AutoZone, but I like it a bit better, and so there will be a link to it in to the Amazon, and check it out. Well, it looks like I was running my mouth for nothing. It's not even that style connector down there, but I did get a loose linkage tightened up. It was just a bolt through that linkage there though, so that's nice and quite a bit easier to adjust. So we're just gonna make sure that this starts again real quick, and this will be a job well done. Well, shoot, hopefully that recorded. I got that sound to happen again, that and I can't tell what that was quite exactly. You know, it kind of sounds like the fuel pump when they kind of bog down, but it was definitely up here, maybe the throttle body. If that's electronic, it might be drive-by cable though. But something definitely had some issues with it. With something, some sort of solenoid, and then it wouldn't start, and then it started, but it didn't make that noise again, so I'm gonna double check.
That looks serious.
Yeah, I got it started, but still giving me a few problems.
Good luck to you.
Thanks.
If I knew anything about it, I'd say and help.
Yeah. Alright, that was that sound. This, oh, is the ABS module, of course. That's what they sound like. Okay, yeah, that was the ABS module. So, hopefully that's unrelated. Maybe it's still that safety switch for park, because when I didn't get it to start, I was yanking it through the gears and I didn't get it all the way in park again. But earlier I got it to start and drive and reverse and neutral, obviously. So I'm just gonna quadruple check here, make sure we get everything to where it's not gonna give them any problems. They can get it started whenever they need to. So, but yeah, that was the ABS module making that noise, so unrelated. All right, well, I got it figured out. It may be, oh, it's definitely the neutral park safety switch that wasn't allowing it to start. I got under there and looked at it, but it's real tight. I was like, you know, half breaths because the car is low enough to the ground. I could barely get under there and look at it. So something's going on with that. The linkage is fine now, but if you don't push it all the way up in park, then it's going to give you issues. And I'll take you inside here in a second and show you what that looks like. So here we go. All right, here we go. We got the key. So, need to turn the steering wheel straight. So, that's the ABS module you hear. That's fine, that's unrelated. It's in park now, I put it in park. and it'll start. What happens is you take it out of park. You can see, I think we're in neutral here. No, we're in drive. So you can see we're moving forward, but it looks like we're in neutral. If I leave it there all the way down, it's in drive. So we'll go to neutral, that should be neutral. Reverse. But if we put it in park, it looks like it's in park, but it's not all the way in park right there. So this can cause a rollaway as well, and their parking brake's loose. But if I stop it here, so here, let me close this door. If I stop it here, it looks like it's in park, but it's not gonna start. Because I really gotta push it all the way up into park. And there it'll start. So it's an issue of this linkage. I gotta tell this lady here, it's really gotta be up in park. It's really gotta be pushed in there, because again, we'll go from neutral here. It looks like we're throwing it in park, and it's not all the way in yet. So it needs extra push there. So neutral park safety switch. I know I'm repeating myself a million times, but this is a clear problem here. And then you've gotta push it up into park. So that's a job well done.